Society maintains a standard diagnosis for those who walk alone. If you chronically lack a social circle, the assumption is that you are socially defective, a person whose presence is either too awkward or too abrasive to be tolerated. Observe the internal process of the isolated individual. They are often stuck in a state of hyper-observation, replaying the subtext of a single sentence or mapping out the micro-expressions of everyone in a room. This constant data processing suggests a mind engaged in high-level social analysis rather than a simple lack of ability. To understand why this analysis leads to solitude, we have to look at friendship as a mechanical system. It relies on a specific psychological contract. To keep these gears turning, the system requires a steady stream of predictable social inputs, like shared vulnerability and mutual reassurance. Problems arise when a person possesses traits that are too rigid for this machinery. When an analytical mind refuses to mirror small talk or fake an emotional response, they drop a foreign object into the system, jamming the gears and halting the social process. Isolation occurs as the predictable mechanical outcome for a mind running on a specialized internal logic that prioritizes precision over the smooth operation of the group. The friendship machine requires a baseline of playing along. It feeds on surface-level validation, nodding at stories we've heard before, or mirroring laughter to maintain group cohesion. Hyper-self-awareness interrupts this feed. This trait forces the brain into a loop of constant monitoring, where you observe your own performance with the same scrutiny you use for others. This chart shows how high social perception acts as a filter. When a peer emits a hollow signal, like forced laughter, the analytical node identifies the artificial waveform. Instead of mirroring the signal, the mind blocks it. By refusing to return these hollow signals, the individual remains silent. The group, sensing a lack of performative warmth, misinterprets this detachment as arrogance or a claim of superiority. Authenticity acts as a disruptor. Your silence exposes the social performance of others, leading the group to withdraw for their own comfort. The second requirement of the social machine is mutual dependency. Traditional bonds rely on the vulnerability loop, where both parties provide space for the other to offer help or reassurance. Emotional self-reliance breaks this loop. These individuals process crises and regulate their emotional states entirely internally, never signaling a need for outside intervention. Human connection thrives on being needed. Here, a shared particle flow represents mutual support. When one circle becomes a closed loop, it eliminates the space for others to contribute. Because you never show need, others eventually stop trying. Total self-reliance produces strength in theory, that in practice, it starves the social environment of the dependency it requires to function. The third mechanical requirement is group conformity. Bonding often relies on sameness, laughing at the same time, agreeing with the same sentiments, moving in rhythm with the group. Individualistic minds prioritize questioning over conformity. Instead of joining the laughter, they analyze the joke. Instead of agreeing, they ask why the agreement is necessary in the first place. This mismatch is often seen in cases of alexithymia, where emotions are processed through logic. While a friend might expect this soft, expanding wave of emotional mirroring, the analytical mind provides a rigid line of logical problem-solving. These two signals rarely intersect. People may respect your mental clarity and your reliability, but the lack of emotional mirroring prevents them from feeling seen. They quietly drift away in search of more resonant emotional noise. Independence provides mental clarity, but without the output of emotional reciprocity, it builds a barrier that prevents closeness. Most people don't lose friends in a single, explosive moment. Connection is lost through a steady erosion caused by these small mismatches in social output. Messages left unreplied, emotions processed in private, and a refusal to mimic group behavior. This pattern reflects an internal value system that prioritizes truth and internal logic over the instinct for belonging. A meticulously machined titanium gear will never function inside a cardboard machine. This isn't a failure of the gear, it's a mismatch of materials. Your psychological architecture is simply built for a different kind of structure. Attempting to dilute your traits or force a connection with standard social machines is an inefficient use of your cognitive resources. The question, Why don't I have friends? Shifts once you understand your own wiring. You aren't seeking a larger quantity of connections. You are seeking a rare, high-precision match. Isolation serves as an unapologetic filter. It preserves a mind built for a rarer, uncompromising tier of human connection, ensuring that when a connection does happen, it is based on the truth of who you are.